This format fucking sucks. Between the ridiculous power creep, complete lack of diversity, and don't even get me started on the speed ties, it really does not feel fun to play. But I need to make videos on my channel. Like, I haven't made a Pokemon video in a while. Ooh, wait, hold on, I have a great idea. Give me a moment. I thought I already made this bit before. Yeah? Well, hello there, Trick Ruby VGC on YouTube. I heard on Twitter you wanted to do a draft league for trans charity. Awesome. So, where do I sign up? Happy Pride, everybody. Hope you like the intro. So yeah, I joined a draft league for trans charity because you don't have to be trans to help trans people, you know? But you may be wondering, what's a draft league? It's pretty much a competition where you build teams from Pokemon that you have to draft via a draft system, and you compete to be the best. There's playoffs at the end of the season, and it's just pretty fun. Oh yeah, and by the way, we're playing in Regulation F, meaning that we banned all the restricted legendaries, so that's another plus. Everyone's allowed to pick 2 Pokemon from the S tier and A tier list each, as well as 3 Pokemon from B tier and C tier. You can substitute one of your picks for a pick of a tier lower, so a pick from you can swap a pick from A tier for another B tier pick. This is only going to be relevant for one of my Pokemons, but it's still an option. Let's get drafting, shall we? With our first pick of the draft, we selected a Rillaboom. I think I'm at a point on my channel where I don't need to explain what Rillaboom does. Rillaboom gets Grassy Seed, which is healing for our team, and it is pretty bulky with a strong physical attack. I picked it for the support options, and believe me, we were gonna need it, because with our second pick of the draft, we picked Dragapult. This was actually a pick in A tier, which is kind of amazing to me, because it is incredibly good. It has a ferocious base speed stat of 142, which basically lets it do its best Wally West impression. And with that combined with a 120 base attack and a 100 base special attack, it gets access to Dragon Ghost Stab like Dragon Darts and Phantom Force, not to mention moves like Outrage, U-Turn. It also has access to Draco Meteor and Shadow Ball if I wanted to go on the special side, and it has plenty of good supporting options like Substitute, Thunderwave, Will-O-Wisp, etc. Dragapult is going to be absolutely oppressive and is going to be one of the main strong hitters on the team. For our third pick of the draft, up next is a Pokemon that I was actually surprised that just wasn't picked at all, and it was Urshifu Dark. Now, chances are if you've watched any type of Wolfie VGC video, you probably have a good idea of what Urshifu Dark does. Its Wicked Blow and ability Unseen Fist is just gonna be destroying through everything. Notably as well, it gets close combat and it pairs perfectly with Dragapult. It gives both fighting ghost coverage, which is practically impossible to resist both of them. This is a pretty foolproof offensive plan, but we're gonna need something more supportive on our side, which is why for our 4th round pick, we picked Volcarona. Volcarona is more of a special attacker if anything, but it gets access to a lot of supporting moves like Rage Powder, it has Will-O-Wisp, etc. But notably it has Quiver Dance and the ability to just end games on the spot with Heat Wave, Struggle Bug, Bug Buzz if I wanted, a ton of coverage options, Fiery Dance, which is also a funny move, and it even gets access to Tailwind, which is something that our team could benefit a lot. Volcarona is great for its versatility, which you're gonna see is rapidly is becoming a theme on this team. For our 5th overall pick, I needed an Intimidator, so I picked Gyarados. Notably because it is water type and Palientos was taken, so womp womp. But not to worry, because Gyarados is still a strong Pokemon. It has access to Dragon Dance if it wanted to end games on the spot. It has access to Waterfall, which is a strong stab option. A Terra Blast flying could be great as well. But notably, surprisingly, Gyarados is a pretty supportive Pokemon with Thunder Wave and Taunt. Gyarados is probably gonna be more on the niche side of the team, but when it's going to be brought, it's going to be great. Which is something you could say about our 6th round pick, Thundurus Tyrion. Our team is a lot of physical attackers, which is great and all, but not a lot of things that can hit on the special side, which is why we picked Thundurus right here. It gets a ridiculously strong base 145 special attack stat and stab electric moves. And it also notably gets Wild Bolt Storm, which is great, especially in rain, where it's a 100 base power special attack that hits both opponents and has a chance to paralyze. Thundurus is gonna basically be our rain answer, which at least 2 people have brought, which is great for us. Moving to our next pick, I felt like I needed something that was bulkier, and so we picked up Corviknight. Corviknight gets bulk up. It has monster defensive stats, and it gets access to Body Press and Brave Bird, which are 2 great stab options. Notably, its ability Mirror Armor is going to be relevant for Intimidators or things that want to drop our stats, where they will be reverted back to them. But its main draw is that it is a Steel Flying type, which is basically only weak to fire and electric, which we both cover with our special attackers. Corviknight is going to be a great support option, while also being able to dish a lot of damage. For our C tier options, this is the point where I start to feel like our options are limited, but I did luck out and got a certain Pokemon that I did want a lot, and that was Grafaiai. Grafaiai is annoying, and that's what it's meant to be. It has a good speed stat, access to Unburden, to be able to double its speed and click a lot of supporting moves. It also has access to Prankster. If I wanted, I could just be annoying, clicking Taunt, Toxic, Encore, Parting Shots, etc. It gets Fake Out and a lot of other things. Grafaiai's job is basically to be as disruptive as humanly possible, which is perfect because him being annoying gets to enable some of our attackers. Our second to last pick is a Pokemon that I felt we truly needed because our team definitely struggles in Trick Room, and that would be Reuniclus. Reuniclus gets access to Trick Room and Imprison, which is great, but even then it also has access to stuff like Expanding Force, especially against like Psychic Terrain teams that could be annoying. It has good special attack, a pretty solid bulk, and 3 pretty decent abilities that can be used for basically for Trick Room sweeps. Reuniclus is probably gonna be like a lot more niche, if anything, but Reuniclus is probably going to be a lot more niche if anything, but that's the point. The point is that when I bring it, the opponent is less likely to click Trick Room, which gives us an advantage for these types of teams. Finally, our last pick of the draft, I actually kind of reached for this one, and it's actually Morgrem. No, not Grimmsnarl, Morgrem. Let me explain. For one, Grimmsnarl was already taken. Even if I wanted it, it was an A tier pick, if I remember correctly, so it was like, well. I picked Morgrem because it is screen support, which is something that we could make good use of. It is basically Diet Grimmsnarl, because I mean, it's pre-evolution, and so it gets access to all the annoying things that Grimmsnarl can do. It's a lot less bulky, but that is fine because you would be basically bringing Morgrem just to click screens, probably Thunderwave something, and then die so that something good gets brought up. Morgrem is inherently a bit of a gamble because I'm passing on a lot of good options that are still available in the draft, but I can probably trade Morgrem later anyway if it doesn't work out. And if it does work out, it's at least like screen support that could help a lot, just making our team a lot less frail. And worst case scenario, it can still be like extremely disruptive and annoying for my opponent, especially in situations where Grafai wouldn't be great. So yeah, that's our team. And with that, the draft is complete. I'm recording this into the future because at the time I'm recording this, I already played game 1, which should be released the day after. The next video will be my first week battle, which should be uploaded very soon after this video comes out. And then we're on with week 2 as for when I'm recording this. Super excited to be part of this draft, especially since it's for a good cause as well. It's like just really nice. And I mean, the people there seems pretty cool, I don't know. And can't wait to show you. Every game is gonna be every week for like 8 weeks. And I will try to upload them as soon as I possibly can, which should be like later that week, a little bit after I played them. But yeah, thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time.